and I was just gonna get one hit, and then they hit
That sounds like the
a
crazy start to a story.
yeah, and they hit a speed bump, and then squeezed the shit out of the nozzle, and then I could taste it like crazy in my mouth, and he was like, "Oh shit," and I was like, "What?" He's like, "Nothing." I was like, "Okay," and then yeah, and I could taste like compared to a drop to like a lot. I was like, you could taste the metallicness of it, or
Mm-hmm.
like it was like a weird electric feeling of it. I was like, ah, and then we were smoking too,
Mm-hmm.
and I think that also didn't help, but made me more paranoid. And then by the time we got to the movies and we are going in there, and I just wanted to sit down, and they were like, "Let's get some snacks." I was like, "Oh fuck, I just want to sit down." And the whole time I kept looking at the cop, and he was like looking at me,
Oh.
and it probably wasn't even that crazy. Just we're at a movie theater, there's a bunch of people, but for some reason I was so like, "Oh, he knows I'm fucked up." And
Damn.
then I had to go get a ticket for the fucking movie, and then they're like, "What movie?" I was like, "Godzilla." What? Like Godzilla, like what? I was like, are you? In my head, I was like, are you fucking with me? And so I didn't want to be loud, but eventually I got it. But I feel like I screamed, and then I was like, fuck, that didn't work. And then all the tiles are all crazy, so I
Uh-huh.
was like, oh man, it's hitting me hard like a motherfucker. I don't even know if I could walk. That's why I just wanted to go sit down. And then waiting in line to give the ticket, and then we just smoked a blunt. So I knew I smelled, and having to walk past the cop and then go and then sit down in his fucking jam packed ass movie. Trey was there,
Mm-hmm.
and then
Shout out Trey.
and then sitting down, and I was like, the movie hadn't even the previews. I'm like leaving, and I walk and I sit outside the theater, and I sit on the carpet, and the carpet's crazy too because they have like the crazy patterns, and I could see like it was like the little pattern I'm on, and then the other parts like
Oh man.
receding into the ground and like falling into like a cavern, and I was
That's
like,
some real like Hunter S. Thompson. What's that movie? Fear and
Fear
Loathing
and
in Las
Loathing.
Vegas.
And
Yeah.
I was like, fuck. And then I look over to and it's like the long aisles of the movie, once all the theaters are there, and this is a long hallway. And I look to my right, and I'm looking down the hallway, and it's like the cop and it's so funny because in my head, he looks like the cop on Superbad, where he's like, he tells him, he's like, ask him what he's fucking doing. And when
Mhm.
he's like just trying to buy the liquor, and he's like,
Yeah.
fucking kills that old lady. He's like, you fucking killed her. But that's how he looked in my head. He probably wasn't. Maybe they had a mustache for sure. And then I was like, fuck, he knows. He's following me, and he knows I'm fucking tripping out. So I'm like trying to get back up and go back to the movie. And then I'm like back to square one of like, fuck, what do I do? And I'm like trying to tell people I'm like tripping out, and they're like, what? And I'm like, tripping out. And they're like, and I don't want to say it too loud, but then
Yes,
they can't
yes.
fucking hear me because I guess I'm whispering like a mouse.
It's hard to figure out your decibel level
Yeah,
when you're tripping.
and then
for
the fucking
sure.
movie
Yeah.
starts, and I was like, oh shit. And Brian, and I was thinking like, did we get this movie in 3D? Because I didn't get my 3D glasses, and it was looking nuts to me.
Yes.
Like you know how when when you don't have your 3D glasses, it looks even crazy.
Yes.
Crazy. I was
Yeah.
like, I was like, is this movie in 3D? And I didn't have my glasses.
Yeah.
So they're like,
I
what?
remember
like
when
laughing. I'm like, oh.
I remember when people would come over to my place and I knew they were on acid usually, I would put on like still images of like Kid Cudi, and halfway through I'd be like that's not moving, right?
Yeah,
And they'd
but
be
it
like,
is.
what?
Yeah.
Because that's what it
Because
is,
that's
man.
how it looks like it fucking is. And that's how I was like, fuck. And then Brian Cranston's all fucking crying in the window and shit. He's like,
Oh
I
no.
was like, oh my God, dude, I can't. It just literally just started. I was like, I can't fucking do this. And I was telling Trey, I was like, I can't fucking be here. Basically, I'm like tripping the fuck out. Like, can you take me like outside at least?
Mhm.
And he didn't want to, but he did it anyway. Shout out to Trey.
Yeah.
And
I just imagine him like holding you like on his arm as you're like
yeah,
trying
and he
to
didn't want to leave, but I was like, dude, please. And then we like went out like the side door, and I was like, I just need to sit down. And he's like, well, we can't sit here, look crazy. And he's like, we'll just go to my car. I was like, how far is your car? He's like, it's not that far. It's not
and
that
you
far.
look and it looks like fucking like 1,000
Yeah,
cars.
which is good. He lied to me because it was fucking on the complete other side of the fucking parking lot. And then I walk around the corner, and all the lights are reflecting off everyone's windshield, and it was like, and it was like an ocean of lights, and I'm fucking, I can't, I don't think I just kept looking down, and I didn't want to look because it was so much brightness, it was hurting my eyes. So I just kept following him, like telling him, I was like, dude, tell me where to go. Tell me, and I was like, are we almost there? He's like, yeah, we're almost there. We're almost there. It's fucking all the way in the back parking lot. And we get in his car, And then I'm like, I can't remember whose idea it was, but we went back to his house.
Mm.
And going down 306, he was playing music, trying to get me to calm down. And I started feeling a little better. And then there was a concert ending at 306 that same night, or at Whitewater. So it was coming down this way, and we were going that way. And it was like a fucking ocean of lights. And I was describing it to him.
You're like, no more lights, please.
Yeah, but it looked nice. It was, now that I was calm, it was like a river of, it was like the northern lights coming down. And I was describing it to him because I was like thinking it would probably, I didn't want to, like I wanted him to see what I was seeing, and I didn't want to, like I was kind of wanting to document what it was. And so I was telling him the whole time, and he's like, yeah, yeah, like he's probably thinking this guy's fucking losing his mind. But I was explaining it to him, and then we finally got back to his house, and now I was fine, and he still hasn't. I don't think he's seen that movie either, and he's still mad about it. But I was thinking about, that's the last time I ever did acid. I was tripping my fucking ass off.
Y'all need to see that.